Okay.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting to interview us in regards to that, but we have not given another interview just but this one. I mean, I do the chat room, which is the show that I host, but this is the only place where I've been that I'm in now that I have not spoken about anything of this. But I'm open to talk about anything. But I have not participated. But yeah, because
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Tony.
No problem at all. But all of this has been so public, so what's the use of? But at least my statement, no. I'm only giving it here with you.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and when this was all going on, when I heard about what happened with you down at Gadson, I knew right then and there, and I'm not a psychic, and I'm really shocked at some of the people that fell for this, who claim to be psychics, because my intuition right then and there said, nope. Too many people are going to get ripped off. If this is going to happen in Gadson, then this is going to happen in Tombstone. And I warned several people not to do it. I said, don't do it. And then it happened. And I'm not one of those people that says, ha, I told you so. But I told you so,
Hey, listen, I now that you mentioned psychic, there was two ladies that were supposed to be on that trip too, coming from Texas, also psychics that were supposed to be there. There was a whole circus act that was supposed to be going on, and shows that were supposed to be made. We did the show. In fact, we did 4 shows. Well, 4 or 5, I think. We did 4. Let me play it safe. I think 4 shows. No, we stayed 4 nights. We did 5 shows over there, and we had the opportunity to experience Room 333 at all times. We had the opportunity to listen to different stories coming from the staff and from the owners of the hotel. We have the opportunity of going through the basement areas and all the different places where they told us not, that was sort of off limits, but we walked through it. We experienced the place, and not always when you look for the paranormal activity, you're going to get the paranormal activity. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. And the trips that we went and we made, we started listening to cool stories, but really good stories. To tell you, when we went there for the second time, we happened to just walk into the hotel, and then I looked to the side because they have these glass windows, and I saw the 3 managers of the hotel in their offices. They're waving at me, and they saying, come in. Well, I walked in, and they were talking about, you should have, if we just had a couple that checked out of the hotel, but before they left, they took video of their room, and they came to the office to show us the video footage. They captured a full-body apparition of a woman standing by the window. There was only 2 people in that room. They were walking out with their luggage, but when they took the video, and this happened as they were coming down the stairways, I mean, they were going to go and turn in their key, right? This is the place where you have to turn in your key. Right, it's not one of those places that you have like that credit card thing and you open your door. Doesn't have that. This is an old school hotel. So you have to turn in your key. And when they went there with that video, they showed the video to the managers. Look what we filmed in that room, and it was one of the rooms that they renovated. The manager says, Tony, you wouldn't believe it. There was a woman dressed in dress like looked like back then from the 30s, and her hands looked bony. This was what one of the managers was explaining of what he saw, and of course they put down that experience in in the ghost story books that they have in the front desk over there. I did not see that video, but it was beautiful to see that there is possibility of very strange paranormal activity going on in the Gadson Hotel that is so worth the trip to go over there. But when we went there on that second trip, we had a chance to meet a very young paranormal investigator that we did not see this coming. Her name was Melanie Whitby, and she's 12 years old. You know what happened? We did the show with her.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up giving her my Mel meter as a gift. So,
aw, how sweet.
Oh yeah, that was the highlight of all the trip. Just meeting that little girl, and she did the show with me. She did the Ghost Tracker show with me on air when we did it on radio, and she was great. She was awesome, very awesome.
Well, that's cool. That's young too, 12.
And I have to mention this. On both occasions that we went, on both occasions we were invited by a paranormal group. And the both occasions that we went there, both groups could not show up. So we were left alone at the hotel with the managers and that. So our relationship that we built with that management was very good, right? And we stayed and walked and I did the show in the lobby and all that. It was a great experience, like I expressed. But there was a personal interest on both these groups that they wanted to see if the haunting, so-called haunting, has anything to do with Pancho Villa. That I went with Gloria Villa Saldana, that is a direct descendant from Pancho Villa. So here I'm going to this place with a person that has this connection with us. And one of the highlights of that trip was also taking a picture of Gloria on that seventh step. If you ever visit the Gadson Hotel, take note in the lobby area, you're going to see this grand entrance. It's a big grand entrance, and you're going to see the marble stairway that goes up. Well, on the seventh step, there's a chip on that step that is said was made by the horse of Pancho Villa. He must have been having a blast that day, that he wanted to go to the second level with his horse and all.
Wow, that is cool, Tony.
Oh, yes, it is. It is. And another information that there's a lot of documentary. There's a good documentary from the group of Arizona that is on YouTube. It has a lot of viewers on YouTube. The person that appears in that documentary that was the past manager of the Gadson Hotel happens to be just a few blocks down the street from the Gadson Hotel in a bread and breakfast that she says is also haunted too. So
when do you plan on going back?
When do I plan on going back is something that we've been talking with Joshua, which is the manager of the hotel. Of course, we want to go there, but we also want to hit places like Bisbee and Tombstone. And this is what came through. We last time we spoke with Gadson Hotel, this whole deal of the Tombstone event was taking place, and that's when the people started to get noticed that they were ripped off.
Right.
I was on the phone with Santiago Cirillo from The Walking Dead, and it was also the same night of the Manny Pacquiao fight and all that. The last time that I talked with the Gadson Hotel, that out of the blue, I wasn't even planning to call the Gadson Hotel. I was just asking people, tonight is a very important supposedly boxing fight match tonight. Who do you go to, Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather? And, of course, Santiago, he must remember, he said Pacquiao. So I was taking that information. I saw the need to call the Gadson Hotel just to see if what hotel do they have connections with in Tombstone, to see if I can move my friends from where they were to that place, to that other hotel that they have there. And when I found out, and I spoke to Joshua, I said, Tony, are you still going to do the event for October? And I said, what event for October? It's because I have your reservation for the hotel in October. And I said, I didn't make any reservations for October. That wasn't me. I was in October last year, but they say that more likely in around October, but I want to make it sooner, maybe around July.
I know of another team that's going in August over there, and this is another team that refused to get involved with the May event. So they created their own tombstone event, which is going to happen. If you give me a second, I can bring it up on Facebook. It's going to happen sometime in August for Tombstone.
Oh, but that sounds good. We don't live very far from Tombstone, and I have a pool table match, Cowboy versus Indians, against Sinister Paranormal. It's going to be in Tombstone.
Oh, cool! And this is in July.
Well, we're thinking about it. We still it's a friendly game of pool.
Oh, okay.
I haven't touched a pool table in decades, but it's we've been talking about it just like a friendly, because we need to touch base. There's a lot that happened, and there's a lot that is that we plan to do. So yeah, if you're ever in the Southwest, Tombstone, Bisbee, Douglas, Arizona, the Gadson Hotel are very cool places to visit.
Well, I'm going to be a resident there in probably less than a year. So.
Oh yeah, you're going to be in New Mexico, right?
That is the plan. I have a friend that is a holistic healer, and I think she and I will have a lot of success out there. She's also a novice paranormal investigator, and I just feel the energy there. I just feel it.
You're gonna rock, because we're not far from Albuquerque either. So I'm gonna probably go and see you over there. Not probably, I will go and see you over there.
Well, hey, right on. Mi casa es su casa. Once I'm there, you guys are always welcomed. You know that. And I'll probably be in a smaller town up above Albuquerque. I probably won't go right into Albuquerque, but
that is the best thing you can do.
I don't want to be in the big city. I'm kind of, after being there and seeing all the wide open space and really connecting with nature, I sat there and I said, as much as I like the city, I would rather live out kind of in Nowheresville, so to speak, and drive into the city, because I like wide open spaces. And that's just me, though. I don't mind driving to go somewhere, but I would rather kind of have my own little sanctuary to meditate and be with my animals and let my kids roam free. And that's my plan. I have a plan. At least I have a plan, Tony. Some people don't ever have a plan.
The thing that I like about you, you're very consistent with your plans.
I'm trying.
So that makes it happen, because I remember when you came to New Mexico, and that you were, we're still a little distant, but not so far like California.
Oh gosh, I know.
But
well, if we don't get out of this state, nobody's going to have water. There are many issues that are going on in this state that with water. We have the reservoirs are drying up. Our government isn't being honest with their people about what's really happening, but yet we have to conserve water, and we're running out of water, but yet they still let the oil companies frack and use water, and they're still letting the Nestle water company bottle water, because I guess, water nowadays is for rich people, and it's not something that us poor folk can have and be entitled to anymore without paying a price.
Nobody would have thought that water could be something sold in a bottle when you use the faucet. But it happens that ice is being sold too, and we just put a price. We're putting a price on our own security. We put a price on our own stability. We put a price on our own spirituality sometimes, and it's just something that all of these things have been said. I don't want to alarm anybody. We don't want to alarm anybody, but all of these things are things that have been said in the past that is going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always say this to people, you should listen more closely to the indigenous people and what they say, because they're not saying it just to say it. They're saying it because they're giving you a